What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my out of the theater reaction for Joker Folie. Deux. Obviously, I'm not at the theater, I'm back home because I at least needed a drive home to formulate some articulate thoughts regarding what I just watched. But unfortunately, Joker Folie Deux is a miss. And that sucks because Joker 2019 is one of my favorite films of all time. I just rewatched it for probably the 50th time the other night leading into this film. And I love that first film. You know, it was a cultural phenomenon. At the time that it came out, it was, up until Deadpool and Wolverine, the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, the first R-rated film to ever gross over $1 billion at the box office. It was a smash hit, and it spoke and resonated with audiences all over the world. And I remember being in that theater in College Station, Texas, watching the film on its opening Thursday night exactly 5 years ago to the day, and everyone was stunned. I mean, it was so intense. People could not believe what we just watched. And as dark, seedy, and disturbing as it was, it's exactly what a Joker film, a Joker origin story film, if you will, needed to be. Because if someone was going to become the character of the Joker that we've come to know from the comics and from other iterations of the character in real life, they would be an incredibly disturbed, mentally ill individual who would have had a lot of trauma from their past. And as disturbing as it was, that's exactly what that first film gave us, especially through Joaquin Phoenix's incredible Academy Award winning performance. And it just hit all of the right notes that it needed to. And unfortunately, this new film, Folie Deux, almost hits all of the wrong ones. Now, Folie Deux in French essentially means madness of two, madness between two. And initially you think, okay, Joker and Harley Quinn. And that's obviously what I think of as well. And that's probably the main reason that that is the subtitle of this film. But one positive that I do want to comment on that I thought was really intriguing was the fact that they acknowledge how the Joker side of Arthur might just be a completely different person altogether. So as I was watching the film, I was almost thinking Folie Deux could also mean the split personality, the duality of Arthur Fleck as a character. You have the Arthur side of him, who is an incredibly deranged, mentally ill, broken human being. But then you have the murderous side of him, who is the Joker. And the confidence or the fake confidence that he exudes when he is the Joker. So that's what I was also kind of thinking of during the middle of the film. And I thought, you know what? I will say, as pretentious of a subtitle as it does fit and it makes perfect sense. And I like that they acknowledged that in the film. And it was a really interesting way to go with his character and kind of, delving into that madness just a little bit more. Why does he, have this other side of him that descends into madness the way in which he does. And so I thought that was a positive. And another positive that I do want to mention, and the reason that I cannot say that this is just a terrible film, is because no terrible film would have the solid performances that this film has, particularly from Joaquin Phoenix. Now, there was an emotional resonance from his character that was lacking in this film compared to its predecessor. I thought that, his performance here was not as strong, but Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, so even just a good performance from Joaquin Phoenix is better than most other actors out there who are giving their best performance, right? So I still thoroughly enjoyed him in this film. Lady Gaga, was good. She was, vulnerable when her character needed to be vulnerable, and she definitely understood this iteration of Harley Quinn, Lee Quinzel, that they were creating. So I thought that she, was serviceable. I didn't think that she was outstanding by any means, but she was serviceable. And the cinematography here is beautiful, and watching this on a true IMAX screen, it just made me appreciate that IMAX screen was a canvas for all of the gorgeous shots that were present throughout the entire duration of this film. I mean, there are so many frames that you could cut out and make them this incredibly beautiful poster on your wall. And so when it, expanded in that full frame and you get that expanded aspect ratio, I could truly appreciate it because I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful, and no horrible film would ever look that beautiful. So I saw this with my dad. My dad absolutely hated it. And I'm like, hey, dad, you're in the majority. And while I could agree with a lot of his points, for me, I had to be reasonable, and I wasn't just gonna hop on the dog pile and completely crap on this movie in every facet, because I did see glimmers of greatness. But for me, the 2019 film is a perfect film, A plus, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever grading system you use, I would give it the highest grade. I love it. It truly is one of my favorite films of all time. And this sequel, unfortunately, pales in comparison in such a gargantuan way. It just really is unfortunate. And I just remember being like, oh, I don't want there to be a Joker 2 because I don't want them to ruin the legacy of that first film. And, only time will tell if it is going to ruin that legacy, but so far it's looking like it will. So overall, I would say if you are a fan of the 2019 film, go see this new film, because I would want you to form your own opinion as opposed to just listening to everyone else who's crapping on it and just assuming that that's exactly what the film is, because I think that there are glimmers of greatness here and there are merits to the film. They're just significantly less than a lot of the great moments than that we got in the original. And as a musical, I think it is pretty terrible. The musical numbers, there's not a single good one. And I like musicals. I mean, I love the original Grease. I'm one of the 5 people that enjoy Grease too. I like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I like The Wizard of Oz. So I'm down for a musical, but this is a terrible musical. I mean, there's not a single good track that I would want to listen to again. So anyway, it's a miss, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, there will be a lot more out of the theater reactions and collection videos and other content that I have in the works coming very soon. So subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Take care.